Tá ruim o cenário hoje. Existe um aspecto que diferencia muito Game of Thrones de todas as outras séries produzidas neste gênero e que também foram feitas neste mesmo período de tempo. A trama política. As traições e as alianças em Game of Thrones são a essência da história. E normalmente elas estão representadas em uma figura chamada Tyrion Lannister.
Three great men sit in a room, a king, a priest, and a rich man. Between them stands a common sellsword. Each great man bids the sellsword kill the other two. Who lives, who dies?
Depends on the sellsword.
Does it? He has neither crown nor gold, nor favor with the gods.
He has a sword, the power of life and death.
But if it's swordsmen who rule, why do we pretend kings hold all the power? Power resides where men believe it resides. It's a trick, a shadow on the wall. And a very small man can cast a very large shadow.
Ao mesmo tempo que a política torna Game of Thrones única, este é um elemento que afasta muitas pessoas. São muitos nomes, muitas famílias, muitas intrigas que várias vezes não fazem sentido para o público. E dois personagens que estão sempre no centro dessa confusão são Mindinho e Varys, os olhos e ouvidos de Westeros. Desde a primeira temporada de Game of Thrones, a gente vê os diferentes reis e rainhas dos 7 reinos articulando com figuras que compõem um restrito grupo de consultores chamado Pequeno Conselho de Westeros. Essas pessoas são como ministros que ocupam funções específicas no governo e que dão lugar a novos nomes à medida que os governantes são trocados. O Mestre das Moedas chefia o tesouro e as finanças da coroa. Suas funções incluem o equilíbrio da balança comercial do reino através da supervisão de arrecadação de impostos, cobrança de taxas e empréstimos. O mais notável dos mestres da moeda em Game of Thrones é Peter Baelish, conhecido também como Mindinho.
Littlefinger wants it all. He wants the power, he wants the money, he wants the armies, he wants all of it.
I'd say the real epitomization of the motto, long-term greedy, is Littlefinger. He's very, very patient. He's been biding his time for a long, long time to get what he wants, and what he wants is a lot.
And it's impossible for a man from his background to acquire all that without taking some serious risks, because it's just so far to climb.
But what do we have left once we abandon the lie? Chaos. A gaping pit waiting to swallow us all.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.
He's moving the pieces around. He's manipulating events. He thrives on chaos, because in chaos, there's opportunity for advancement.
Well, what's great about Littlefinger, you never know exactly what he's up to. The confusion you feel about Littlefinger's motivations also, I think, helps you feel that Littlefinger's motivations run deeper.
Mindinho é motivado pelo poder. A aliança que conseguiu promover com os Tyrell salvou os Lannister na Batalha de Blackwater e lhe rendeu o castelo de Harrenhal. Mas sua ambição o levou a um ponto de se casar com Lysa Arryn e matá-la em seguida, de modo que Peter Baelish pudesse governar o vale.
I have only loved one woman. Only one. My entire life. Your sister.
It's hard to see any real loyalty he has to anyone other than himself. In a story filled with ambitious characters, it's hard to think of anyone more ambitious than Littlefinger and more cunning in his pursuit of fulfilling his ambition. And this is someone who started with very little, with no family and essentially no money, and has managed to work his way up into a position of great power. So he's a very intriguing character. He's managed to figure out a way to get himself into those circles of the powerful families, and he's also realized that the only way he's going to become the most powerful of them is if he can somehow play them off against each other and induce them to destroy each other. And that involves playing all sides at once.
Um dos membros mais marcantes do pequeno conselho de diferentes governos, por sua vez, foi o Lord Varys, que sempre desempenhou a função de mestre dos sussurros.
Knowledge is my trade, my lady. My little birds are everywhere, even in the north.
Este cargo é ocupado por um grande espião, responsável por ser o chefe de inteligência que detecta atividades clandestinas e reúne o máximo de informações relevantes possível para o reino. Como sussurrador do reino, Varys argumenta em favor do equilíbrio, da estabilidade e principalmente em prol dos mais pobres, mesmo que isso signifique tomar as mais cruéis e sangrentas decisões.
It is a terrible thing we must consider, a vile thing. Yet we who presume to rule must sometimes do vile things for the good of the realm.
Or Varys is more of a Kissinger figure. You do what's right in that particular circumstance, which has nothing to do with some kind of exalted sense of justice. It's more about what do we do to ensure peace? What do we do to ensure stability in the kingdom?
When you find yourself in bed with an ugly woman, best close your eyes, get it over with. Cut her throat. Be done with it.
They're very similar. Underneath their surface differences, we find out as we go on that there are actually deep fundamental differences between Littlefinger and Varys.
What is it you want exactly?
Peace. Prosperity. A land where the powerful do not prey on the powerless.
Where the castles are made of gingerbread and the moats are filled with blackberry wine. The powerful have always preyed on the powerless. That's how they became powerful in the first place.
Perhaps. And perhaps we've grown so used to horror, we assume there's no other way. If you sat on the Iron Throne, would you spread misery throughout the land?
I will never sit on the Iron Throne.
No, you won't. But you could help another climb those steps and take that seat.
A posição de mão do rei, que é uma das funções mais importantes nas decisões políticas de um reino, normalmente é ocupada por um cara ou por uma mulher de absoluta confiança do rei ou da rainha. Essa pessoa é aquele conselheiro real mais próximo do grande comandante de Westeros e que normalmente assume o poder quando o rei ou a rainha está ausente. E aí a gente tem que entender que a posição de mão do rei é muito importante para Game of Thrones, porque é ela que começa toda a Guerra dos Tronos. Quando Jon Arryn, que é o mão do rei do Robert, morre, ali começa toda a guerra. O Arryn sempre foi o responsável por manter o reinado do Robert, que era super instável, sob controle. E aí, quando ele morre, o Ned Stark assume como mão do rei, que acaba sendo decapitado pelo novo rei Joffrey Baratheon, que aliás tem na posição de mão o grande sábio Tyrion Lannister.
Don't get up.
What are you doing here? This is the small council.
Yes, well, I do believe the hand of the king is welcome at all small council meetings.
Our father is Hand of the King.
Yes, but in his absence...
Tyrion marches directly into the small council chamber where he previously had no place and announces that he's going to be, for all intents and purposes, the acting ruler of King's Landing by his father's decree.
He takes so much pleasure in stepping to that room. The chance to come in and, for the first time ever, have some power and be able to kind of shove that in Cersei's face, I think it's really fun for him.
I think when he first arrives, being appointed Hand of the King, is mostly just a chance to say, screw you, to his sister, and he enjoys it for that reason. But over the season, he starts to realize that he has a talent for this, and that he actually enjoys it, something he never thought he would have a chance to do.
Tell me, when your men slaughtered Ned Stark's men in the throne room, did you give the order?
I did. And I would again. The man was a traitor. He tried to buy my loyalty.
A fool. He had no idea you were already bought.
Are you drunk? Not have my honor questioned by an imp?
I'm not questioning your honor, Lord Janus. I'm denying its existence.
You think I'll stand here and take this from you, dwarf?
Dwarf? You should have stopped at imp. And yes, you will stand here and take it from me, unless you'd like to take it from my friend here. I intend to serve as Hand of the King until my father returns from the war. And seeing as you betrayed the last Hand of the King, well, I just wouldn't feel safe with you lurking about.
Como mão do rei, Tyrion Lannister aprendeu que era importante influenciar e manipular o poder para garantir a estabilidade do reino. Ele se tornou um habilidoso articulador político, mas diante da ameaça de Stannis Baratheon, foi forçado a abandonar os bastidores de Porto Real e se apresentar em campo de guerra. Tyrion comandou o exército na Batalha de Água Negra, mas foi ferido gravemente e destituído da posição de mão do rei em favor do seu pai, Tywin Lannister.
I, Joffrey of the House Baratheon, do hereby proclaim my grandfather, Tywin Lannister, the savior of the city and the Hand of the King.
Tywin's always been the power behind the throne, to some extent, and ever since the death of Robert Baratheon, he's been the sole power behind the throne, but this is the first time he's ever wielded that power in the capital itself. And so, like the CEO that he is coming to run the company that he runs, he wants to show people exactly who's boss.
Your sister has learned that your new friends, the Tyrells, are plotting to marry Sansa Stark to Sir Loras. I bring them into the royal fold, and this is how they repay me, by trying to steal the key to the north out from under me. We need to act first and kill this union in its crib.
And how do we do that?
We find Sansa Stark a different husband.
Wonderful.
Yes, it is.
You can't mean it.
You will wed her, bed her, and put a child in her. Surely you're capable of that.
And if I refuse?
You wanted to be rewarded for your valor in battle. Sansa Stark is a finer reward than you could ever dare hope for. And it is past time you were wed.
Robb Stark is dead. Write back to Lord Frey. Thank him for his service and command him to send Robb Stark's head. I'm going to serve it to Sansa at my wedding feast.
Your Grace, Lady Sansa is your aunt by marriage.
A joke? Joffrey did not mean it.
Yes, I did. I'm going to have it served to Sansa at my wedding feast.
No. She is no longer yours to torment.
Everyone is mine to torment. You do well to remember that, you little monster.
Oh, I'm a monster. Perhaps you should speak to me more softly then. Monsters are dangerous, and just now kings are dying like flies.
Tyrion has said to Cersei in an earlier episode that he's the one person who tells Joffrey what he really is to Joffrey's face. And Joffrey can't abide anybody knowing what he really is. The reason he hated Sansa Stark is because Sansa Stark inadvertently saw what he really was in the second episode of the first season. And so Tyrion is constantly doing this to Joffrey. Joffrey's constantly being pushed to the edge of kind of mindless, crazy aggression against his uncle.
My lords, I give you King Joffrey, Renly, Stannis, Robb Stark, Balon Greyjoy, the War of the Five Kings!
That whole bit of the wedding, it's all what Joffrey wanted, you know, and so it's in terrible taste, and everything's in terrible taste. It's just so funny to Joffrey and so completely unfunny to so many of the other people up there.
Uncle, how about you? I'm sure they have a spare costume.
We wanted very much to have the whole sequence leading up to Joffrey's demise tell us one last time exactly who Joffrey is And it doesn't matter that this is his wedding and this is his day. I mean, everybody's king at their wedding for a day, and this is Joffrey's wedding, so he's can do whatever he wants. Nobody can say a word about it. And he uses that power to try to humiliate his uncle in front of everybody who's anybody in Westeros.
If it please your grace, Lady Sansa is very tired.
No, you'll wait here. I'm...
Your grace.
It's nothing.
He's choking!
Help the poor boy! Idiots, help your king!
Move away! Joffrey!
You did this. He poisoned my son. Your king. Take him. Take him! Take him! Take him!
It's a drama within the Lannister household. So the big standoff between Tyrion and Tywin is obvious. But there are also key players in a scene, Jaime and Cersei, obviously, and we know what's happening there. And there's this wonderful tug of push-pull that's happening all the time within those 4 points of contention, if you will. So it was very important for us to be able to constantly bounce ball off of these characters and see what reactions they produce.
Once we'd got King Joffrey safely away from the mob, the imp rounded on him. He slapped the king across the face and called him a vicious idiot and a fool.
I think if Tyrion has a tragic flaw, it may be that he sometimes lets his distastes for hypocrisy and stupidity get in the way of his good sense. And it's been fun to watch him sometimes literally smack Joffrey down. But in this trial, the chickens have come home to roost on a lot of that behavior, and they've provided a lot of ammunition for Cersei to ground the evidence against him in reality for the most part.
Do you wish to confess?
Yes, Father. I'm guilty. Guilty? Is that what you want to hear?
You admit you poisoned the king?
No. Of that I'm innocent. I'm guilty of a far more monstrous crime. I'm guilty of being a dwarf.
Have you nothing to say in your defense?
Nothing but this. I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had. Watching your vicious bastard die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying whores. I wish I was the monster you think I am. I will not give my life for Joffrey's murder, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
There's a big standoff. Tywin makes a grand stand, and Tyrion will not have any of it. Basically, he defies his father and staring him right in the eyes and say that I'm not going to fall victim. I'm going to defend myself any way I can, and the only way he knows how, historically, is by combat.
He threatens Tywin with the one ace up his sleeve. If Tyrion dies and Jaime is a Kingsguard, then Tywin's direct family line disappears, especially since he knows that the trial by combat is going to be an unlikely thing for him to survive.
I imagined you'd be back at the brothel at this hour.
I did spend some time with an absolutely stunning blonde the other day. Your sister.
Oh.
She desperately wants to see you killed.
Sooner or later. Ceci.
she always gets what she wants.
And what about what I want? Justice for my sister and her children. I will be your champion.
Have they told you who I am?
Some dead man.
I am the brother of Elia Martel. And do you know why I've come all the way to this stinking shit pile of a city? For you?
It's not just killing the Mountain that's important to him, because Oberyn always viewed the Mountain as just a pawn, a very large pawn, but he's Tywin Lannister's soldier, you know, and so if the Mountain committed an atrocity, it was with Tywin's, at least his permission and possibly his direct command. And so for him, the Mountain, ironically, is the little fish and the big fish is Tywin. He really wants to prove that Tywin was behind all this. And so he wants the Mountain to confess his guilt in front of Tywin, in front of all the lords and ladies of King's Landing, and that's the victory he's after, not just killing the Mountain. And he's so close to getting that, or he feels like he's so close, but he gets a little bit careless. And you know, any other man in this position is down on his back, he's been speared through the gut, he's poisoned, you know, it would be fine, but the Mountain is not like normal people.
Say it!
Elia Martel! Should have smashed her head in like this!
Gods have made their will known. Tyrion Lannister, you're hereby sentenced to death. Tyrion, who released you? Your brother, I expect, he always had a soft spot for you. This is how you want to speak to me? Shaming your father has always given you pleasure, hasn't it?
All my life, you've wanted me dead.
Yes. But you refused to die. I respect that. Even admire it. You fight for what's yours. I'd never let them execute you. Is that what you fear? You're a Lannister. You're my son.
You know, one of the great things about Tywin, one of the reasons he is so good at what he does, is he's the master poker player, and part of that means never showing shock. And if you're gonna be the master of the situation, you can't admit that you are stunned by the turn of events. And so I think he's definitely surprised, but Tywin is Tywin, and he very quickly tries to manipulate the situation again and tell Tyrion, I was never going to let them execute you, you're my son. And I think he's quite convinced that he'll be able to talk his way out of this one. In this game that so many of the characters are playing, no one's played it better than Tywin. And he doesn't believe that this can be the end. It's not going to end like this. Tywin Lannister does not die sitting on the toilet. He's kind of shocked right up until the moment the first bolt hits him. And then even more shocked because he can't believe that this is how it's going to end. This whole season's about learning hard lessons from your ruthless elders, and Tyrion learned that lesson. This is a man who's been trying to eliminate him really from the time he was born, and Tyrion gets his revenge.
You're no son of mine. I am your son. I have always been your son.
What have you done?
Quickly.
Eunuch, the spider, the master of whisperers.
Imp? Half man?
You never told me why you set me free. You risked your life, your position, everything. Why? You're not family. You owe me nothing.
I didn't do it for you. I did it for the Seven Kingdoms. The Seven Kingdoms need someone stronger than Tommen, but gentler than Stannis. A monarch who can intimidate the High Lords and inspire the people. A ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name.
Good luck finding him.
Who said anything about him?
Tyrion Lannister. I name you Hand of the Queen.
Ainda falta a gente falar e focar na trajetória de um Lannister, a Cersei, que aliás teve uma cena muito emblemática que aconteceu aqui, ó, nessa torre em Winterfell. Nosso próximo episódio do especial vai falar não só sobre ela, mas também sobre o papel das mulheres em Game of Thrones.
Shame! Shame!
A melhor experiência de Game of Thrones é com a NET e com a Claro. Na NET, quem tem HBO já pode começar o esquenta de Game of Thrones. E olha, se você estiver fora de casa e tem o Claro Pós, é só você usar o Extra Play, que tem mais internet para assistir onde você quiser. E se você tem NET, mas não tem HBO, você consegue comprar facinho pelo controle remoto. E se você ainda não tem a NET, vai lá no site e assina.